go.
Now, it's time for the Pat Narduzzi Show. Brought to you by GBU Life, providing life insurance, annuities, and community service since 1892. Air Pro Heating and Cooling. Call someone you know. Call Air Pro. The Pat Narduzzi Show is on the Panther Radio Network.
From the Indigo Hotel on Technology Drive next to the campus of the great University of Pittsburgh, welcome to the Pat Narduzzi Show. I'm Larry Richard with Chris Bickle, 97 head football coach Pat Narduzzi. Coach, we got to start with a weather update. It changed dramatically just in the time getting down into the city here. Actually, tornado warnings that expired in Allegheny County. Did you just come from the south side?
I just came over here, 2 minutes. It's beautiful out. I mean, there's no wind, there's no rain. I didn't get wet getting in my car, but prior to that, my kids were texting me saying there was a tornado warning up north in Wexford, where we live, and my wife said it was crazy out, like 58-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, it was a challenge getting here today, so glad you made it.
It was easy for me.
No worries. Meanwhile, you always look ahead. What's the weather like in Louisville for Saturday afternoon at 4?
We're looking in mid-40s, 7-mile-per-hour winds, and again, it should be a nice afternoon.
Yeah, we've been pretty fortunate overall, knock on wood, with the weather. This season, only 2 games left. Concluded the home regular season with a recognition of 19 seniors who took the walk, and it was a great football game. Your team came back really in many categories, dominated Clemson. Just one, as you would say, explosive late in the first half, turned the tide after you took the lead. I know, frustrating, because you look at the stats, and just about in every category, you guys dominated, except on the final score.
Final score. And again, it comes down to those little inches that you get, whether it's, that last drive, we weren't all on the same page. We just, it's just one of those things. It was not, it was not good. But, you look at the final score. I look at our kids in the locker room after the game. They played their tails off. They played hard for the seniors. They believed. And as a head coach, we're going to make mistakes. I mean, I'm sure Clemson made their mistakes as well. But, we made mistakes, but our kids played hard. I mean, they played for the seniors. You watch how Daniel Carter was playing, and now he's out for the year. But the seniors, they played their tails off, and the rest of the team played their tails off for those seniors. It's always disappointing to lose on senior day because it's the last time, and those guys will remember that for the rest of their life. They'll remember that game that they almost got Clemson again at home. Through the years we have had their number, and we had it again. We just didn't finish this one.
And that said, you and the team turn the page after Sunday. You go through the process. And to your point, your team played hard. They left everything out there on the field, especially the defense in that second half. But then you say, okay, the offense also dominated, putting up 438 yards of offense.
Nate Yarnell was lights out. Nate Yarnell got hit. He got hit play after play, and that son of a gun sat in the pocket and threw it like a man. I mean, I couldn't be more impressed with the way he went out there and carried himself and again laid his body on the line for the team and put those threes, and he was impressive.
Yeah, seeing him after the game, you actually said to him, "How you feel?" He said, "Kind of beat up." So, yeah. But he stood there and took it.
And he could have, after a couple of those beatings, he could have said, he could have waved the white flag. But that's how tough our football team. That's why I love this group.
And one of the things that's most impressive, and we've talked about this through the course of the season, is your ability to make adjustments. And you did that in the second half. The defense just shut down Clemson again. That last 50-yard quarterback draw, obviously, you probably look at that. You keep thinking that's just one explosive that made the difference. Otherwise,
Clemson had 3 explosives on the day. They had 2 posts that they hit us on in one drive, and then they had that last play. And it's just unfortunate that that's the way the game goes. But, like I told our kids Sunday, it's 60 minutes, and you can't play 58 and a half. It doesn't count. You can't play 59, because that 1 minute can get you beat.
That said, you have 2 opportunities. The next one is Louisville. They're coming off a loss to Stanford. They're 7-4, and
did you watch the end of that Stanford game?
6-4 rather. Yeah, I mean, it was a heartbreaker for them.
Yeah.
So they're coming in. It's their senior day Saturday, their last home game, because their next game they're at Kentucky. But and you got their number last year. Jeff Brom, their head coach, was in his inaugural year last year. You beat him at Acrisure. This year, you have a chance to do it on their turf.
Yeah, they're talented now. Coach Brom does a great job. This quarterback, he can sling it down the field now. He likes to just drop back and let it go. He lets it rip down the field. He's got a strong arm. He's a good football player.
Yeah, and when we come back, we'll talk about Louisville, the Cardinals. Again, their losses, by the way, came at Notre Dame, Clemson, and Miami, and then, of course, Stanford last week.
I think they beat Clemson. How about that?
Let me see. Oh, yeah, Notre Dame. They lost to SMU.
SMU.
Yeah, they did beat Clemson. Yeah. All right, when we come back, more about the upcoming game with Louisville. By the way, that's a 4 o'clock kick at L&N Stadium. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hey, Pitt fans! Delta Airlines is proud to fly the Pittsburgh Panthers and their fans across the country and around the globe. Delta Airlines offers nonstop service to 6 destinations from Pittsburgh. Whether traveling for business or pleasure, you'll enjoy Delta Airlines' award-winning customer service as we support you through your travel journey. Pitt Athletics and Delta Airlines. Keep climbing.
Hey Pittsburgh, it's Cam Hayward. As someone who disrupts plans for a living, I can't say enough about the importance of life insurance. Sometimes you can see the end zone right ahead of you, you have a clear shot, then bam, it's Cam. A policy from GBU Life can let you focus more on getting out from under what life throws at you and worry less about protecting the life you are working hard to build. Get started protecting the life you are building today at GBU.org.
GBU Life is the marketing name for GBU Financial Life, Pittsburgh, PA. Life insurance underwritten by GBU. This is a paid endorsement. Coverage is subject to approval and may not be available in all states.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies ask, what's your salary? At Northwestern Mutual, we ask, what's your story? We know building the right financial plan means looking at more than money. That's why we start by asking the right questions, listening to what matters most to you, then guiding you every step of the way to help you live the life you want. Plan your financial story with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Northwestern Mutual Pittsburgh today. Visit pittsburgh.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You want a news source that delivers unrivaled football coverage? Then you want the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, because the Post-Gazette delivers football 24/7. High school, college, and the pros. Up to the minute, in-depth reports, scores and stats, matchups and highlights, breaking news, and breakout players. Exclusive coverage, online, in print, or on the go. So for football and all the news that impacts our region, the Post-Gazette delivers what matters most.
Play in the field is under further review.
Making the right call requires speed and accuracy.
I've got your result right here, Mrs. Johnson.
Siemens Healthineers provides laboratories with fast and accurate test results when and where they're needed. From the world's largest hospital systems to care centers here in the Berg and across Western Pennsylvania, Siemens Healthineers helps labs tackle the toughest challenges.
Mac.bid is here. What is it? It's your place to save up to 80% off retail. But don't share this news, because you don't need the bidding competition. Neighbor wants to know where you got that new mower? Lie. Mom's admiring your new cookware? Fib. Your priest wants a new TV just like yours. Okay, maybe you tell your priest about Mac.bid, but don't tell anyone else. You need to become a deceiver, a teller of untruths, a fabricator of falsehoods, a spinner of yarns. Winning at Mac.bid is amazing. Competition stinks. Mac.bid is here. Tell no one.
Back to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
And we're at Hotel Indigo, already decorated for the season, Coach. They've done a great job.
It's beautiful in here. Getting me fired up.
It does. They do a great job at the Eliza Bistro. We want to thank them for their hospitality all year. You guys did a great job. Really appreciate it.
Might need a little glass of eggnog or something. I'm starting to get fired up.
You could talk me into that very easily. Let's talk about some things as you get to the end of a season. I mean, you're 10 days really away from final regular season game, but your job and your coaching staff, that will continue. And, of course, you'll be waiting to see how you place at a bowl opportunity. You're in that position now. Hopefully you're able to better that position to get some bowl that would be really fun for the team. It's a payoff for all the hard work you do. So let's talk about, you're in a process where you're recruiting all the time technically. You're always looking. And, I mean, in this day and age, and it's changed so much over the last few seasons, even since last year.
Right. Well, in a week and a half, our season will be over. So, obviously, Louisville, and we go to Boston College during Thanksgiving week, which is another crazy week for us planning-wise. Your schedule's a little messed up. Kids don't have school. So, as a head coach.
They're off school for the entire week.
Yes, they have the entire week off, so they'll have more time to study videotape and do all those things. But as a head coach, you're busy, trying to plan for all these things that are happening all the way through February at this point, getting ready for official visits in the summer in July and June. Just looking at the next, month, at least getting to Christmas time. I mean, there's just so many things going on with the season. As soon as that season, is over against Boston College, and we're figuring out where that bowl game's going to be, and thinking about bowl games. But then you head into that Wednesday afterwards is the National Signing Day, which is just crazy. That the Wednesday after,
and that's been moved.
It's been moved ahead of the portal date that opens up the following Monday. And everybody wanted that so everybody would sign high school kids and not sign all the transfers. Well, there's going to be people still do what they want to do based on what their needs are that they found out through the year. So, we still plan on signing all our guys. We're excited. We got a heck of a class going right now, and the ones that stick we'll take, and whatever we don't, we'll go out and find replacements and move on from there. So there's all those things that we'll be working on.
Yeah. Did you ever talk to Dabo? Because he's one of the holdouts. He's like, I'm not doing it yet. And it may change down the road, but he and the
With
service
the
academies,
mean,
the transfer portal, he's like, no, because what's not happening for a lot of schools is development, because if a player's unsatisfied, they're like, hey, somebody says, hey, you can play for me tomorrow. So there's a lot of that going on.
Yeah, I don't talk to Dabo. They're in a different situation. You were out there on the sideline, looked out there and looked at what those guys look like. They got some pretty good-looking players on their football team. So they've got a talented football team that does a good job recruiting and, is capable of recruiting at a high level down south. So they're in a nice footing down there, I guess. But and they've won a lot of championships and been, they've done it the right way. So, it doesn't really matter. Everybody's got their own little niche that they've got to go to. I'd still rather do high school players, but we're not just going to take a bunch of high school guys that we don't think can help us win a championship. We're going to take the ones that can, and who can't, we just let them go and we move on to the next phase.
And you've done a great job of recruiting solid young men, not just great athletes, but great young men who will continue to, shine the light on the University of Pittsburgh because they played here, and whatever they do following their play here, they've been, people that look up to.
No question about it. I mean, our football team, we're going to have some more guys drafted this year after the season. We'll have some more free agents. We're going to have, guys continue to play at a high level in the National Football League. So I'm excited about, the talent we've raised here, and even the talent we brought in transfers. Just because they're transferred doesn't mean they're not good players. They're ready to go, and we're excited about them.
You know what I like to watch, which you don't get to see, obviously, is the fact that during the games, they show the fans highlights of your players in the NFL of the previous week.
Right.
Making play. It's really for the fans, and you keep going, wow, oh, yeah.
I forgot about him.
And these guys are making significant
Who's been making plays? I don't get the
DeMar Hamlin.
Is that right?
DeMar Hamlin's done a great job. James Conner. James Conner continues to elevate that team. They're starting to win some games and string wins together. And Kalijah Cansey, you just get to see this and you go, wow, the impact.
Yeah.
That must be at least fun for you and satisfying to some degree to see your guys in the league doing what they're doing.
No doubt. We're excited. I'm excited for those guys all the time. We watch it preseason. We kind of do those in the preseason in August. Like after a couple preseason games, our video guys will take it all and put it together and watch it as a team. Our players love it. During the season, there's no time. We're worried about what we're doing, and hopefully our guys are looking down at the at the iPads and not up at the TVs.
I'm glad you brought that up. There were two significant changes in college football. Your ability to use the iPads, and by all accounts, it's been really successful for you and the players in real time. Explain how that works right there on the sideline.
Yeah, I mean, the iPads, I think, have been a tremendous, help to us. There's no, it's funny, some of the kids laugh like, Coach, now with these iPads, I can't tell you I didn't see it. Or, like, Coach, he did this. Like, what are you talking about? You can just show them, like, it's like it's a time to go, you said you took them. You didn't take them. Look. But, to me, it's education. It's like we're trying to coach ball players up and we're making them better. I love the iPads. The green dots are okay. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on it. I think it helps the offense out a little bit.
And the green dots for a player on quarterback, obviously on offense, and a designated player on defense, they have what can you do in the time frame that you're allowed to call in on offense, obviously plays.
Yeah, I mean, you got 25 seconds to get something in. So on a 40-second clock, once it hits 15, it gets shut off. So you have that early time, which you're seeing a lot of people huddle up nowadays. And you're seeing the huddle. See Rich, I see Doc out there.
He's one of the most dedicated fans
in every sport.
In the history of University of Pittsburgh athletics. Great to see you, Doc. Thank you. But the iPads have made a big difference. And then we were talking about the green dots. Same thing on defense. You call in.
Yeah, it helps. It's just you're talking to one guy, and he's got to tell everybody else. It just seems like it doesn't really help a lot in our game in college football. It makes sense in the National Football League. It just doesn't make sense in college at this point. You'd like to have, if you can have your two safeties, if you can have 3 on offense and 3 on defense, I think it can help you be more efficient. But just one, I don't know.
One other note is the 2-minute timeout, not called 2-minute warning. That's a new wrinkle in college football. It just gives you guys an extra timeout as the game's winding down.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of strategy to that. When you call timeouts, knowing that thing is sitting there at 2 minutes or 1:58, whatever the time may be on the clock. So I think it's been a great addition. It gives you, if you're trying to stop the clock on defense, I think it helps you. It helped us last week get an extra timeout for our offense. And I think it's been a good addition to college football.
All right, your special guest has arrived. Javon McIntyre, free safety, number 7, will join us when we come back. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show and the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Panthers.
As on the football field, financial planning requires a comprehensive playbook to win the wealth management game. JKS Financial understands that your needs are unique and will provide the game plan to win your financial goals. Their wealth advisors use proven strategies with a focus on retirement distribution and will coach you through your journey to financial stability and peace of mind for the future. Visit jksfinancial.com.
Welcome to the Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University, Oakland, host of the Pat Narduzzi Show. At Eliza Hot Metal Bistro, our chefs are true craftsmen, infusing every bite with passion and precision. Elevate your special event to new heights with our rooftop terrace, with over 2,600 square feet of flexible event space. And when it's time to relax after being minutes from the action, our well-appointed guest rooms provide the perfect sanctuary. The Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University, Oakland, where every detail, every moment matters.
Mac.bid is here. What is it? It's your place to save up to 80% off retail. But don't share this news, because you don't need the bidding competition. Neighbor wants to know where you got that new mower? Lie. Mom's admiring your new cookware? Fib. Your priest wants a new TV just like yours. Okay, maybe you tell your priest about Mac.bid, but don't tell anyone else. You need to become a deceiver, a teller of untruths, a fabricator of falsehoods, a spinner of yarns. Winning at Mac.bid is amazing. Competition stinks. Mac.bid is here. Tell no one.
Whether it's on the court, field, or pitch, the Panthers can handle anything thrown their way. It just goes to show that being adaptable and preparing a solid strategy pays off. That's why PNC is proud to support University of Pittsburgh athletics and their dedication to smart, tested tactics. Because just like any big game, when it comes to your finances, there's a lot on the line, and having a dependable team allows you to make the plays you need to reach your goals. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865, member FDIC.
Play in the field is under further review.
Making the right call requires speed and accuracy.
I've got your result right here, Mrs. Johnson.
Siemens Health and Ears provides laboratories with fast and accurate test results when and where they're needed. From the world's largest hospital systems to care centers here in the Berg and across Western Pennsylvania, Siemens Health and Ears helps labs tackle the toughest challenges.
It's the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
And we are joined by Coach's special guest. He's redshirt junior. He's been a huge contributor. He is free safety Javon McIntyre from Bear, Delaware, but he played at Imhotep Charter in PA. That's a name I see in the playoffs all the time in the state of Pennsylvania. Javon, thanks for coming over. I know you had to battle some heavy traffic and nasty weather, but you made it.
I want to say thank you. Thank you for y'all letting me be on here. You know, we do blue vase, so we got to get it done. I had to get here.
Found a way to get here. What kind of travel problems did you have today?
I was stuck in like one road or one way for like 30 minutes in the same space. Like I left at 5:30.
On campus or where were we at?
On campus.
On campus.
On Oakland.
Yeah. Who do you room with? Who are your guys?
A lot of the 2021 class. Rodney Hammond, PJ O'Brien, Jesse Anderson, Cruz Brookins. They're a lot of my guys. Donovan McMillan. That's a lot of people I'll be around a lot.
So it's around all the safeties?
Yeah, DBs mostly. DBs, we always, a lot of, like we call ourselves hounds. So I like to keep it around the hounds mostly.
What's the signal for the hounds? I know what the shark is.
Hounds.
Right there.
The H.
The H. Gotcha.
I got you. Well, you go back to the championship game. Mm-hmm. You've played every year since. You've been a big contributor to this defense, which, by the way, has been playing at a really high level.
Yeah, I'm just happy. Coach Deuce, he believed in me, and Coach Sanders believed in me. I just want to contribute to Pitt, and the defense is going to continue to get better. Though we feel like we haven't hit our full stride yet as a full defense, so we're going to continue to get better. And we always look good already.
Yeah, you do. Actually, in a lot of categories, you're in the top 10, top 20 in the country, and we've talked about this where you guys seem to get better as games go on. I mean, you were lights out in that second half against Clemson.
They just come with how Coach Bates preached it. Just adjustments. We got to figure out what they're doing. So just adjustments, and we're a smart defense, a smart team overall. So when we get to go on halftime, see the adjustments, see what they're doing, it's easy to come out and understand what the offense is trying to do to attack us on defense.
This is one of our smart guys, Larry. Now this guy, he can pick it up. He's about as good as anybody in the back end. If he's not in the back end, we struggle a little bit if he's not back there, even in 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
We need him back on the hash big time. But let me ask you, Larry, as you could, the iPads, how much fun has the iPads for a smart guy on the sideline defensively been? What do you think
for
about
me,
that?
That's a big step. I see what I do wrong, or I see what I did right, or I see what just they're running like even before halftime now. And seeing what Coach Bates is going to bring us back, I can see on the sideline with the iPad and just look like, okay, I know what they're running out of this formation. Now I know what to do.
And that's been a big change, obviously, since your first few years.
Yeah.
And it's been a big help. I've told Coach there's no team in college football that's made better adjustments than you and your defense.
Yeah, I just seen it now for 4 years. Every halftime we're going to make adjustments. We're going to find some way to stop this play or a formation that they're attacking us in. We're going to find a way. We're not going to stop.
It's about this time of the year when your defensive coordinator, Randy Bates, really starts to lose his voice.
Yeah, it's definitely about this time. Practice today, he was yelling, just on us. If we're having a great practice, he's going to keep getting on us. If we're having a bad practice, he's going to keep getting on us. So it's like, there's no stopping with him. We're going to always yell.
And when you look at Louisville, obviously they're a talented football team. They've won some big games. Had a heartbreaking loss against Stanford last week, but overall, what's your analysis of the scouting report for the Cardinals?
They're a great team. They got a lot of good players. They got, number one, Ja'Cory Brooks. He's having a really good season. The quarterback, he's having a really good season too. And then they have a running back that's lights out that can go. So, we just got to stop by being physical and being more relentless than them. That's all defense is. Having more effort and being more relentless, that just comes down to defense.
I like it.
And your mantra is always stop the run, which you did last week. Unbelievable. You take that one play out at the end of the game. It's incredible against a quality team like Clemson. And for you as a free safety, you're asked to do a lot. Sometimes you're out on an island.
Mm-hmm. I love that challenge, though, because in my mind, I feel like nobody can beat me, I just beat myself. If I get like being a route, it's something I did wrong, not something the receiver did. So it just keeps me on my toes, keeps me mentally sharp with the game, because a lot of times stopping routes has come to like guessing what you, not guessing, but like knowing what you're going to get from based off what the film you watch. So it just keep me on my toes and keep me watching film. So I know.
Coach always talks about also keep your eyes right, and small, adjustments can make a big difference. Explain how that happens for someone like you who's out back at the free safety position.
Small adjustment like just vertical scooch, understanding a receiver's stem at field safety, that can be a big adjustment to your game and have a big reason why you did something at field safety, why you sat on this route, why you gave more ground on this route. Just little stuff can make your game go up by times 10 in this defense, especially playing field safety.
Talk about Kyle Lewis, because he's been somebody that's been such a rock as well, and All-American level play too.
Kyle Lewis, I think he's a fantastic player. He's a wonderful player. He deserves to be All-American this year, All-ACC, ACT Player of the Year, everything. I'm just happy he's the linebacker in front of me. He's a star. I'm the field safety, so he makes my job easier. Hope I make his job easier. I feel like we have a great tandem, 1, 2, 3 on my side. We play like sides, so it's like I think we have.
He
a great
talks
band.
to Kyle Lewis every play.
Yeah,
and every play they're talking. When they get lined up about what they're doing, blitz or base defense.
So me and Kyle always talking and just seeing what he gets on the field, what he's thinking is going to happen. I'm telling him what I think is going to happen, and we just talking. We always having good conversations because I trust him, because I know he watch film. He knows I watch film. And
your linebacking core has done a great job. How about your captain, Brandon George? He's been on a high level all season.
He's having a great season too. He's just going to continue to get better though too with these next 2 games. It's no stopping for B. George. He's going to continue to get better. And all the linebackers are having a great year though. Rasheem Biles, Brandon Lovelace, obviously I said Kyle Lewis and Brandon George, and Jordan Bass while he got back on the field and recovering, he had a great start to the season, and he's going to continue to get better.
We're with Javon McIntyre. It's hard to believe this is already game 11. Is it flying for you too?
Yeah, I think the season flew by for me. Starting out 7-0, having a fun 7 weeks and then a little rougher 3 weeks, but it's still, the season flew by fast. You can never take it for granted. No game for granted. You got to play every game like your last. So
we got more to talk about. Also ask you about some personal things you like to do here at the University of Pittsburgh when we come back. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hey, Pitt fans, as the official credit union of the Pitt Panthers, Clearview Federal Credit Union is here to help you reach all your financial goals. Clearview wants to help you score big financially, whether you need to save, spend, borrow, or learn, they're here to help. Get easy access to your money from anywhere using their digital banking featuring Zelle, Clearview Live Video Banking, over 80,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide, and financial centers throughout the Pittsburgh area. Visit clearviewfcu.org/Panthers to learn more and open an account today. Hail to Pitt.
Icy Light is the official beer of getting up early. It's the official beer of rallying the troops. The official beer of turning a 3-hour game into an all-day affair. The official beer of, did you just see that? The official beer of rising and cheering in unison for every season-defining moment. Icy Light, the official beer of your Pittsburgh Panthers. Let's raise another.
Thanks to 850 community partners across an 11-county service area, Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank is working to eliminate hunger and stabilize lives across the Three Rivers region. We're committed to making sure all our neighbors have consistent access to healthy food, and we're connecting people to other critical services to address the root causes of food insecurity. To get help, volunteer, or donate today, visit pittsburghfoodbank.org or call 412-460-3663.
At Sarah's Candies, we make raising money for your group simple and sweet. With our chocolate bar and pretzel rod fundraisers, there are no minimums to get started, and you can earn up to 50% profit. Whether you're raising funds for a school, sports team, or even just yourself, we make it easy for groups of all sizes to succeed. Mention this ad when you order over the phone to earn 50% profit on your next order. Call 1-800-255-7771 to get started today. Whether it's on the court, field, or pitch, the Panthers can handle anything thrown their way. It just goes to show that being adaptable and preparing a solid strategy pays off. That's why PNC is proud to support University of Pittsburgh athletics and their dedication to smart, tested tactics. Because just like any big game, when it comes to your finances, there's a lot on the line, and having a dependable team allows you to make the plays you need to reach your goals. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865, member FDIC.
Welcome to the Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University Oakland, host of the Pat Narduzzi Show. At Eliza Hot Metal Bistro, our chefs are true craftsmen, infusing every bite with passion and precision. Elevate your special event to new heights with our rooftop terrace, with over 2,600 square feet of flexible event space. And when it's time to relax after being minutes from the action, our well-appointed guest rooms provide the perfect sanctuary. The Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University Oakland, where every detail, every moment matters.
Let's return to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
And we continue our conversation with Coach Narduzzi's special guest, Javon McIntyre, the redshirt junior free safety. I want to give a shout out to somebody who says your name a lot. Today is Bill Hillgrove's 84th birthday. He's 51 seasons in as the voice of the Panthers football team, 56 for basketball. So let's hear it for Bill Hillgrove.
Billy, happy birthday out there if you're listening.
Happy birthday.
And he says your name a lot. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
During a game. Well, let's talk about you. Coach says your time here, you've been in a dorm situation because it's that good. Mm-hmm. That's rare.
Apartment situation.
Yeah, apartment. More like an apartment. But I didn't – usually it's like freshman, sophomore stay there. I decided like end of sophomore year, I just stay here until all 4 or 5 years, and just I'm good in my situation. You know, I'm just comfortable to be in there. It's right on campus, everything access to me. Then I could just do what I need to do, to go on the bus early morning and come back.
When you're in a situation as a player in the junior year where you know you get to come back, you get to do it again, you get to play, you get a comfort level, I would think, right? Because you have all this experience dating back to winning a ACC championship. So you're feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I feel good, but not too good. You know, I can never get comfortable. I feel like I just have to keep working. You know, comfortable is not really a good thing to be, I feel like, in life. That's what my dad taught me. So I can never get
my wife told me the same thing, but that's a different story.
Yeah, so I just feel like comfortable. I want to use that word. I'll say I just know where I need to be and know where my feet need to be at all times. I say that.
And you're a communications major?
Yes, sir.
Don't tell me you want to do what we do.
Hopefully one day, you know, just have my own show. Hopefully people listen to me. Hopefully I'm interested in the people, you know, and share my own ideas and thoughts.
And what kind of outside of sports things would you like to talk about?
I probably talk about more sports. Like, I'm more of a football, basketball. Then, like, I like baseball during postseason play. So if people just like to hear me talk and just like to hear my opinion, I'll do something like that, sports talk.
Coming from Delaware.
Yes, sir.
What team do you follow in the NFL?
The Eagles. I've always been a Philadelphia Eagles fan. You know, I started playing football for a reason because of Deshaun Jackson. And, you know, he was an Eagles legend. And then I fell in love with Shady, too. I didn't even know he went to Pitt until I got to Pitt. And seeing him on the sidelines kind of crazy now, knowing I was rooting for him when I was younger. Even Avonte Maddox, I didn't know he went here until I got to Pitt. And right before I got to Pitt, like 3 years ago, I remember he was first drafted. I was like, he's going to be a good player. He's a good player for my Eagles. And then I'm just watching him. Now I can watch this old film at Pitt now, too. See how he developed.
Just talking to Coach about seeing all the guys he coached, you know, for the past 10 years that are in the NFL contributing all the time, just to your point. And then those guys come, I like when they're on the sideline, too, to support, you know, the program.
Yeah. I love to see the former players come back on the sideline. You know, it just gets me happy and lets me see like what my life can be if I continue to put the work in, continue to do the right things I need to do, and maybe I come back one day and be on the sideline, showing a lot of my Pitt Panthers.
You have the rare situation where you share fields with a National Football League team, obviously the Pittsburgh Steelers. By the way, they got a game coming up with the Eagles here in a few weeks. Who do you like on the Steelers? Minka Fitzpatrick, I would imagine, is a good guy to emulate.
Yeah, Minka, you know, he's probably my favorite player in the Steelers right now. You know, I feel like he's the best safety in the league. That's my personal opinion. I think he's the best safety in the league. So sometimes when we just be working out, I'll see him just putting extra work in and doing little things when nobody's at the facility. I just be like, there's no reason why he's so great. You just understand the level and the dedication it takes for him to get there, so that makes me appreciate his greatness even more.
Coach says you cook. You're a chef. You like to cook.
Yeah, I like to do a little something. I like to cook a little bit, I cook a little bit like Alfredo, sometimes chicken, rice, and some steak sometimes with mashed potatoes. But I just learned like stuff from my mom, not too much. I don't know like 5 meals right now. I'm still growing.
Mom, a good cook.
How do you cook Alfredo? Give me a little, just a
because Coach,
1 minute
with that Italian-American background, he loves the Italian.
I'll probably cook it the same, but I get fettuccine noodles. I get the pasta sauce, so you're probably not going to like that out the can.
Oh, you get it out of the can?
Yeah.
That ain't cooking. What are we talking about?
Put it together. And then I probably cut my chicken up, grill my chicken. Sometimes I do the shrimp, add my seasonings to it. I put more cheese on it, though. I put more cheese on it, yeah. And then I just add it all together.
That's good. I like the canned sauce. That's perfect.
Well, every player Coach has had as a guest likes to eat, but I think you're the first that really likes to. This is just a budding thing that you can do the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Maybe you can add it as part of your future podcast. It's, while you're talking sports, you can cook. You have to have a niche, right?
Yeah, I got to get better at cooking a little more, though, to get there first.
And when you detach from your studies and football, what do you like to do?
Most of the time, with no football, honestly, I like to chill. Just be chilling, be with the guys, and maybe just relax time. Because a lot of time I'm doing football, so when I'm not doing football, which is rare, I'll probably go in the game or just talk to my family. I'm really big on family and just like my down alone time. So.
Well, your family's got to be awfully proud of you.
Yeah.
Had a great career so far. A lot more to come. And good luck against Louisville this weekend.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Let's hear it for Javon McIntyre, red shirt. Free safety for the University of Pittsburgh. We got Coach Pat Bostic coming up for a scouting report next. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
I'm with Rocco Florio from Air Pro Heating and Cooling with great news.
Air Pro and Bryant are now offering the $1,000 rebate program. Buy a furnace, take $1,000 off. Add a central air conditioning system, take another $1,000 off. That's $2,000 savings.
Plus up to 60 months interest-free financing or low 3.9% interest subject to credit approval. So call someone you know. Call Air Pro Heating and Cooling at 800-749-0642. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Hi, this is Bill Hillgrove. I'm here with Joe Stefka from NSS Life. Joe, it's commonly known that NSS Life has a wide range of insurance products and high-yielding annuities that are among the industry's best.
You're right, Bill. In fact, our $50,000 youth term plan is only $50 per year. Just call for details.
Protecting and providing for your family. That's NSS Life.
NSS Life, where family matters.
You want a news source that delivers unrivaled football coverage? Then you want the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, because the Post-Gazette delivers football 24/7. High school, college, and the pros. Up to the minute, in-depth reports, scores and stats, matchups and highlights, breaking news, and breakout players. Exclusive coverage, online, in print, or on the go. So for football and all the news that impacts our region, the Post-Gazette delivers what matters most.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies ask, what's your salary? At Northwestern Mutual, we ask, what's your story? We know building the right financial plan means looking at more than money. That's why we start by asking the right questions, listening to what matters most to you, then guiding you every step of the way to help you live the life you want. Plan your financial story with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Northwestern Mutual Pittsburgh today. Visit pittsburgh.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hey, Pitt fans! Delta Airlines is proud to fly the Pittsburgh Panthers and their fans across the country and around the globe. Delta Airlines offers nonstop service to 6 destinations from Pittsburgh. Whether traveling for business or pleasure, you'll enjoy Delta Airlines' award-winning customer service as we support you through your travel journey. Pitt Athletics and Delta Airlines. Keep climbing.
Hey Pittsburgh, it's Cam Hayward. I know firsthand that an illness such as cancer can strike at any time, even when you're at the top of your game. If you are healthy and life is going your way now, this is the best time to get life insurance. You can get a policy with GBU Life that's affordable to you now and build on it for the future with their guaranteed purchase option rider. Get started protecting the life you're building today at GBU.org.
GBU Life is the marketing name for GBU Financial Life, Pittsburgh, PA. Life insurance underwritten by GBU. This coverage is subject to approval and may not be available in all states.
Back to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Want to thank the University of Pittsburgh, particularly Pitt Athletics. Today wrapped up 3 days out at Settlers Ridge at the Market District there, where we, with our Odyssey Pittsburgh 5 radio stations, along with Saloni's Bread, and big shout out to Pat Gallagher from PGT Trucking. We filled the truck, all going to the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank. And Coach Narduzzi, your athletes were there to support all 3 days, so thank you.
That's awesome. We try to get our guys out there and help out the community with Thanksgiving coming up next week. That's tremendous.
You're always at the top in collegiate football in terms of what your athletes do off the field. I know you actually won a national championship. I don't know if fans are aware of that just a few years ago. Yeah. So it was a big effort today, and we appreciate it. And now we welcome former Pitt quarterback and senior associate athletic director of development, major gifts, the one and only Pat Bostic. Pat?
My wife would agree. I'm the one and only. They don't make them like me anymore.
Let's hear it for Pat Bostic.
That's a bad thing.
That sounded like a golf clap, where they just do the...
Well, they know. They know.
Anyway, I know you, me, everybody involved in the game last week, which we put behind us, the team played so well against Clemson, especially in the second half. It's hard to turn the page because you're so emotionally involved, but they've done it, and now you got to do it. But any final thoughts on the Clemson game?
Thought we were the better team in the game. And obviously that didn't bear out at the end of the game on the scoreboard, but thought we outplayed them despite some very difficult circumstances. I don't think I've seen that many air casts in my life. Every time
red bag. I didn't even know what the
red bag. I'm used to a red hat at games, not a red bag. There was a red bag at every turn, and it was unfortunate. I thought I got to give Nate Yarnell props as someone that's been back there in that pocket before. He got wrecked a lot and stood in there, made plays, the throw to Kenny Johnson on the deep in route on third down. Like, he made big-time plays and gave his team a chance to win. Obviously, it didn't add up at the end of the game. But, for this team to go through what it's been through, lose its left tackle 3 years in a row. Think about that. Lose your starting left tackle 3 years in a row. To lose other positions intermittently and to battle the way they did says a lot, and I think they'll carry that bitterness into a road contest this week against a good Louisville team.
Yeah, Nate Yarnell threw for 350 against Clemson. Like, come on, man.
That's for 350.
That's a hell of a
They had 8 yards rushing with a minute and 30 seconds left, and obviously
8 yards rushing.
Right, and you're going to face two teams that run the ball really well the next 2 weeks. I mean, obviously in Louisville and more so Boston College, but I thought that it was a really good performance. There were obviously some penalties, and they go both ways. But those games come down to inches, and the crazy thing is, Coach, you mentioned this, the last 2 minutes of each half, you guys have been so good. And for whatever reason, it was the inverse this game. And but there were opportunities to make that not even a factor. If you finish drives, if you are able to make field goal, all the things that have done all year, it just was unfortunate. I was gutted for the kids, gutted for the staff, because I thought they put forth a winning performance and weren't rewarded the way they should have been.
They certainly had nothing to hang their heads over in effort, that's for sure. 438 total yards against Clemson, 87 offensive plays.
So, hey, listen, it beats the inverse, right? When you got 40 plays and they got 90. You have 36 minutes time possession. I mean, all the things that you've wanted to see. Drives continue. The third down stuff got a little bit better in the second half. All those things happened, and it just didn't add up to victory. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes results aren't indicative of what the process or performance is, and that's football. You win games you're not supposed to win. You lose games you're not supposed to lose, and ultimately you got to turn the pendulum here this week.
All right, we're going to turn the page, and when we come back, we'll go in depth. And Pat Bostic scouting report. Coach waits for this every week. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
As on the football field, financial planning requires a comprehensive playbook to win the wealth management game. JKS Financial understands that your needs are unique and will provide the game plan to win your financial goals. Their wealth advisors use proven strategies with a focus on retirement distribution and will coach you through your journey to financial stability and peace of mind for the future. Visit jksfinancial.com.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Panthers.
Hi, this is Bill Hillgrove. I'm here with Joe Stefka from NSS Life. Joe, it's commonly known that NSS Life has a wide range of insurance products and high-yielding annuities that are among the industry's best.
You're right, Bill. In fact, our $50,000 youth term plan is only $50 per year. Just call for details.
Protecting and providing for your family. That's NSS Life.
NSS Life, where family matters.
At Sarah's Candies, we make raising money for your group simple and sweet. With our chocolate bar and pretzel rod fundraisers, there are no minimums to get started, and you can earn up to 50% profit. Whether you're raising funds for a school, sports team, or even just yourself, we make it easy for groups of all sizes to succeed. Mention this ad when you order over the phone to earn 50% profit on your next order. Call 1-800-255-7771 to get started today.
Thanks to 850 community partners across an 11-county service area, Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank is working to eliminate hunger and stabilize lives across the Three Rivers region. We're committed to making sure all our neighbors have consistent access to healthy food, and we're connecting people to other critical services to address the root causes of food insecurity. To get help, volunteer, or donate today, visit pittsburghfoodbank.org or call 412-460-3663.
Icy Light is the official beer of getting up early. It's the official beer of rallying the troops. The official beer of turning a 3-hour game into an all-day affair. The official beer of, did you just see that? The official beer of rising and cheering in unison for every season-defining moment. Icy Light, the official beer of your Pittsburgh Panthers. Let's raise another.
It's the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Welcome back to Hotel Indigo here. Technology Drive near the Hot Metal Bridge, near the south side. And we once again are joined by Pat Bostic, Coach Narduzzi. Here we go with the scouting report brought to you by PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. Okay, Pat, how do you break down the Louisville Cardinals, who are coming off a heartbreaker of their own against Stanford?
Yeah, they beat Clemson a couple weeks ago. They're talented. A lot of transfers. Not as many as last year, I don't think, Brom's first year, but they still got quite a few. I think they're talented offensively. I think Shuck, the quarterback, is throwing it really well. They've got one of the top passing offenses in the conference and in the country. I think they're averaging 284 a game throwing the ball. Talented young running backs. We'll see if the freshman's able to go. Brown, he's but probably between him and Eli for ACC Rookie of the Year, quite frankly. Both of them are really having terrific freshman seasons. So
yeah, he had a shoulder issue.
They got banged
last
up.
week.
They got banged up, and that's a tough loss for them. It throws them to 6-4, and but this is their senior day, so this is their opportunity to send their seniors off. And Pitt will have 2 senior days consecutively, 3 in a row, one at home with their guys, and then it's always an emotional game. So you'll see how they respond. But they're certainly talented. I think Jeff Brom's a great coach. He was the quarterback coach there when they recruited me forever ago when Bobby Petrino was the coach there. I know what they like to do. They like to run it, like the action pass you and take shots. And it's just a little bit different now, more shotgun, more pistol, some of that stuff. It was more under center back when Brian Brom, the offensive coordinator, was the quarterback, playing with Jeremy Darveau as his tackle back in 2004 and 5. And then defensively, Gelati's he's run ragged on this ACC for a few years now, and they play some man coverage on the back end. I think they're a good football team, and they've proven that. They've played SMU tough, and they beat Clemson.
How big a change on their roster from last year?
There's more carryover than the year before that, coming into 23, and then they're explosive. They're able to attract a high-level transfer. They've got the mechanisms in place to do that, and have capitalized on that in the portal and otherwise here the last couple seasons. So you see, when you see guys from Bama and otherwise on their roster, receivers that look at, they're 6'3", 195, 200, can run, combat catch you. They're as advertised. They're a Power 5 football team, and the quarterback gives them a real chance to be explosive on a down-by-down basis.
Matchup with Pitt's offense that was playing obviously at a high level, as we just talked about numbers-wise, short of some penalties that really hurt at inopportune times, but overall they seemed to get better as the game went on.
Yeah, I mean, despite some pressure, 8 sacks is a lot. But that front for Clemson, nothing against Louisville. That's as good as front. That's an NFL front. I mean, they've got 300 pounds across the board. Parker's a pro going against the guy making his first career start in Jackson Brown. This is a good Louisville front, but it starts with blocking those guys. And then I think there's opportunities to get matchups and get guys open. And then it's a matter of throwing and catching. And you throw and catch and then maybe get them out of some of the man coverage stuff and see if they zone you a little bit. Then you can run it and get back into a rhythm. I think this offense got close last week. Obviously, you wanted to finish the game, and there were opportunities to do that. But this week, chance to get back into a rhythm and put that Carolina game. I go back to that Carolina game, and that's what it's supposed to look like, save for that pick six. I think that's in there somewhere. And we'll see if it comes out this week against the Louisville team. They've given up some points. They've given up some yards.
And, Coach, obviously you had your freshman transfer, Eli Holstein, start on fire at the beginning of the season, and now you had to go to Nate, who played at a high level, and you're going into Louisville. Everybody's asking the question.
Including Larry, apparently. I thought this was off base of the radio show, EJ.
No. I'll blame one of the other guys.
You could have just said, "Hey, Coach, who's going to start at quarterback this week?"
I tried to be.
Let's be direct while we're here.
Well, here's the way.
Hey, they're both good. And it's good to have two.
I was just going to say.
You better have two.
Both have shown, hey, they're quality quarterbacks. You knew that. You've said that all along from the beginning. But when are you going to let us?
Larry thinks just because you announced Eli was cleared a couple weeks ago that you're going to announce that every single week.
I got some texts to that point because when you said that a few weeks ago, it went viral immediately on ESPN. So you want to plead the fifth? I don't want to be the Jerry DePaula.
Still waiting to hear.
Jerry's
if
listening.
I knew, I would tell you tonight here, right on this radio show.
Jerry just perked up in his chair.
Jerry DePaulo's. He's all ears right now. Jerry, what's happening, brother? If I knew, I would tell you, but it's too early, I guess. It's only Wednesday.
Okay. Fair enough, though. That's a fair question, right?
Yeah, this late in the season, Wednesday's like Monday. Seriously, because you're dealing with guys that are banged up on a weekly basis. And Tuesday practices don't look the same in November than they did in September.
No question. We had a lot better Wednesday practice than a Tuesday, that's for sure this week.
Progress, man. You got more than 3% better.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate your input always, Pat. I hope you don't mind, Coach. I had to ask the question.
You're required. You're just asking so you don't get fined. I get it.
It's the Pat Narduzzi show, right? You do what you want on your own show, Coach.
That's right.
All right, don't tase me or anything in the break. All right, let's hear it for Pat Bostic and his expert analysis, brought to you by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. Some final thoughts with Coach Pat Narduzzi on the Pitt Panthers radio network.
Hey, Pitt fans, as the official credit union of the Pitt Panthers, Clearview Federal Credit Union is here to help you reach all your financial goals. Clearview wants to help you score big financially, whether you need to save, spend, borrow, or learn, they're here to help. Get easy access to your money from anywhere using their digital banking featuring Zelle, Clearview Live Video Banking, over 80,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide, and financial centers throughout the Pittsburgh area. Visit clearviewfcu.org/Panthers to learn more and open an account today. Hail to Pitt.
I'm with Rocco Florio of AirPro Heating and Cooling, a trusted HVAC company that carries quality Bryant products and serves the entire Pittsburgh area. Rocco, what's up on prices for furnaces and air conditioning equipment?
Larry, it's best for people to purchase now. as equipment prices are going up in the coming months. AirPro takes pride in our prices. We are lower than the competition and provide financing options and long warranties.
Call AirPro Heating and Cooling today at 800-749-0642. Bryant, whatever it takes.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Panthers.
Welcome to the Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University, Oakland, host of the Pat Narduzzi Show. At Eliza Hot Metal Bistro, our chefs are true craftsmen, infusing every bite with passion and precision. Elevate your special event to new heights with our rooftop terrace, with over 2,600 square feet of flexible event space. And when it's time to relax after being minutes from the action, our well-appointed guest rooms provide the perfect sanctuary. The Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University, Oakland, where every detail, every moment matters.
Mac.bid is here. What is it? It's your place to save up to 80% off retail. But don't share this news, because you don't need the bidding competition. Neighbor wants to know where you got that new mower? Lie. Mom's admiring your new cookware? Fib. Your priest wants a new TV just like yours. Okay, maybe you tell your priest about Mac.bid, but don't tell anyone else. You need to become a deceiver, a teller of untruths, a fabricator of falsehoods, a spinner of yarns. Winning at Mac.bid is amazing. Competition stinks. Mac.bid is here. Tell no one.
You want a news source that delivers unrivaled football coverage? Then you want the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, because the Post-Gazette delivers football 24/7. High school, college, and the pros. Up to the minute, in-depth reports, scores and stats, matchups and highlights, breaking news, and breakout players. Exclusive coverage, online, in print, or on the go. So for football and all the news that impacts our region, the Post-Gazette delivers what matters most.
Let's return to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Final thoughts with Panthers head coach Pat Narduzzi. The regular season at home is done. It's on the road to Louisville against the Cardinals. As you get ready, it seemed like your team playing the way they played, they'll be ready.
They will be ready. Our kids play their tails off. We got a great relationship between our coaches and players, and I trust these guys will come out and give us the best that they have today.
And evaluating the Cardinals, Jeff Brom in his second year made some, as we talked about with Pat Bostic, some changes, and they're a good football team.
They're really good. Last year at the 50-yard line, I asked him, I said, hey, how many transfers do you plan on taking every year? Do you have a number? He goes, as many as I can get. That's the exact quote. I laughed. But they brought in a lot of transfers. He's got a good football team. He's got another transfer quarterback that's playing at a high level. It's a good football team with players from all over the country.
There's never been a time in college football where there's been more change from one season to the next in terms of rosters.
Absolutely. I mean, it's incredible what you see out there in these rosters from now on.
Coach, good luck against the Cardinals.
Appreciate it, Larry. Hail to Pitt.
And by the way, it'll be a 4 o'clock kickoff in Louisville, and our network will be on the air with our pregame at 2 o'clock with Bill Hillgrove, Pat Bostic, Pitt All-American Dora Dickerson. We got Cale Berger, and we feel it's such an honor to get to do what we do, and we're looking forward to it. Our executive producer is PJ Kamanchik. Tom Catanzarite is here, producing at the Indigo Hotel. Charles Borges is back at Master Control. As always, a special thanks to Executive Associate Athletic Director of Media Relations, E.J. Borghetti, for his outstanding work all season long. So we hope to join you on Saturday. Please be with us. You've been listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.